Why, hello! Lewis, would you like to do the introduction?
Hello. Hello and welcome to Spooky Quokka. We're talking about Moon Knight episode 4, which is the fourth one, so there's 2 more to go.
And that's
Very
it.
Very exciting.
2 more, then done. No season 2. No season 3. Just done.
Well, no, there could be more. There could be more. We just have to wait and see how things go.
No, that's it. It's just 1 season. Done.
Really?
Yeah.
They said it already?
Yep.
Well, that's very disappointing.
But could we get a
enjoying
movie?
it so far. Possibly. Or it could turn up in a movie with other characters. We never know.
We never know, do we? No. But it should be quite exciting.
Yeah, no, it's exciting times. I'm so excited I'm wearing my
Stark Expo.
Industry shirt.
Ah.
Yeah, my Stark Expo shirt. Yeah, so it's good. It's been a bit while since I've been to Hong Kong and gone to the Stark Expo, so I'm looking forward to getting back there at some point, riding the Ant-Man and Wasp Nano Battle Ride.
Yes, with which I believe actually you need to see before you need to ride before you watch Quantumania.
Oh, really?
No.
I should. No, I'll take your word for it. I have to go and do it.
Yes, it's confirmed. 100%. You need to do that before you see Quantumania.
Excellent. No, that is good. I look forward to doing that.
Okay. Shall we talk about the episode?
Oh, we can do. If you want to talk about the episode, I watched it last night. I watched it last night, and it's weird. I went and saw a film last night called The Northman, and the film it starred Alexander Skarsgård, but it also starred Ethan Hawke.
Oh.
So I saw a movie with Ethan Hawke in it, and then I saw Moon Knight, which is a TV show with Ethan Hawke in it.
Interesting.
But before the film started, I saw a trailer for a film called Black Phone, and guess who that had in it?
I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say Ethan Hawke.
Yes, it did. It had Ethan Hawke. So I saw a trailer with Ethan Hawke, a movie with Ethan Hawke, and a TV show with Ethan Hawke. Are we in the middle of an Ethan Hawke renaissance?
What would we call it? Hawkus? Oh, what would we call it?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. We've got a...
It's flipping everywhere. It's flipping everywhere.
He's everywhere. He is.
Yeah.
He's like a feather you can't get rid of.
That's right. But no, it's good. I do like his work. Have you seen the trailer for Black Phone?
No.
It's pretty full on. It's a story about this kid who gets abducted by a serial killer. The serial killer played by Ethan Hawke, and he's in this room, and the only other thing in the room is a black phone, but the black phone's not connected to anything. But the phone rings, and he picks it up, and these people are talking to him on the phone, and the audience can see the person speaking to him, who is one of the former victims of the serial killer, and they're giving him clues on how to escape.
Ooh.
And Ethan Hawke is really freaking creepy.
He is, but how is he in the movie?
He's even more creepy than he is in Moon Knight.
Right. So who plays the abductee?
Some kid. I'm not sure who he is.
Ah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I might check that out.
I'm sure he has a name.
Yes.
But yes, I don't know what that name is. But the movie that I saw, The Northman, Ethan Hawke plays the king and the father of Hamlet, the character played by Alexander Skarsgård.
Thor.
But he gets, like, this is not spoiled. If you watch the trailer, you will see this. He gets killed, in a very Lion King kind of fashion.
By his brother.
Yeah. And some hyenas. It was very odd to have hyenas in Norway, but each their own.
Yeah. Hello, hyena. Who played the brother?
In The Northman.
No. In the Lion King. No, in the North.
That was. I think it was the same actor. Yeah. I can't remember who the actor was who played his brother. He did look very familiar though, but I can't remember his name.
All right, we might all leave that one for people to sound off in the comments below.
Yeah.
Have we talked about Gilbert Gottfried?
No.
He's dead.
He died.
Yeah.
He died. He died very young. Yes.
Yes. Was it 67?
Very upsetting.
Yeah. Voice of obviously everyone's favourite parrot of Jafar's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we did talk about this last week. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It's seeming familiar to me now.
I can't remember if we actually spoke about it or if we talked about it online, so to speak.
Yes.
Yes.
Either way.
Which is why we should only speak to each other twice a year like we used to.
No, I don't think. I disagree. I don't think we should go back to that.
Okay, fair enough. Right. Well, shall we kick into Moon Knight?
Are you wearing an X-Men t-shirt?
Yes.
Awesome.
And I'm in my wheelchair.
Very nice. And you shave your head on the occasion.
Yes. All right. Now, before we talk more about Moon Knight episode 4, The Tomb, we must let you know that there will be spoilers ahead.
Excellent.
There we go. So I did a quick recap last night, because, well, just by myself, just for 10 minutes, because I have no life. So please share your thoughts. What are we looking at here?
Well, the show started at the picked up right where the other last show left off, with them in the middle of the desert, with no Khonshu, no Moon Knight powers, and it started off with them being shot at by people in a ute with a machine gun. I don't know if they were Harrow's men or what was going on there. But,
definitely Harrow's men.
Yeah.
But before that, we did get that very brief scene of the avatar of Horus placing the statue of Khonshu back in the and once again it did that classic Moon Knight thing where it started upside down, then turned around, adding that level of dysphoria, this confusion, the upside down, timey-wimey, topsy-turviness.
There were a lot of other statues there, which made me think that a lot of other Egyptian gods who have been stoned, so to speak?
Well, it did come out on the 20th of April.
Yes, very nice. 420.
420.
Yes, quite nice.
Snoochie boochies. But yeah, obviously, and people like Emet, sort of demigods and mythic creations. So there's obviously quite a few. As we know, there was only 5 in episode 3 of the Egyptian avatars and gods of the Ennead, which there's normally should be 9. So we can assume a couple have at least gone by the wayside.
Now, do you think like the way that they're going to release him is like they're just going to get that idol and smash it, or do they need to do some sort of mystic stuff? Because is it going to be easy or is it going to be hard? That's the question. Because the thing is, at the moment, Mark and Stephen don't have access to the Moon Knight suit or the powers, so they're pretty vulnerable, as we see at the end of this episode.
Well, let's get to the end of the episode, shall we?
Okay, jumping to the end.
No. We'll go through it. So, what did you think of? Layla, obviously super kick-ass. Obviously, this is the backdoor pilot for the was it Scarlet Scarab reboot? A obscure Roy Thomas character.
I think if your idea of there only being one Moon Knight series and the fact that Oscar Isaac's only been contracted for one series, maybe they're looking at just replacing him as Moon Knight at the end of it. So having Layla as being kick-ass is a very important thing because she's clearly going to be the successor.
Well, perhaps, but I reckon she might be take the mantle of her comic book father as the character of the Scarlet Scarab.
And what's a Scarlet Scarab look like?
No bloody idea. It's a deep cut. It's a deep cut.
Oh.
It's a Roy Thomas Invaders comic where he helped the World War II invaders by defending Egypt against the Nazis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's this obscure, very deep. I have no idea. All I know that her father's name is the same as the character of the Scarlet Scarab, and he called her Little Scarab, as we know.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Nice. Well, maybe that will be the case. But yeah, no, she did some pretty cool stuff in this episode. I mean, fighting the dead mummy-ish kind of thing.
She has a real flair for it, doesn't she?
A real flair for it. Oh yes, because she did incorporate flares several times during this episode.
Yes, because that was a bad joke.
I thought for a second, like when you said that, I was like, I didn't remember her going woo at all.
Woo!
It was just like, that was a Ric Flair joke for those who keep the score.
So, what do you think about the little menage a trois, the love triangle between Mark, Stephen, and Layla?
Well, it's kind of interesting because it's a menage a trois between two bodies, but three minds.
Yes.
So yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I did like Mark's threat to say, if you touch it, I'll throw us both off a cliff. That was.
It would make. I think the porn parody will be very interesting.
Nah.
Yeah, it'll be like switch between Mark and Stephen during the course of the scene. That's what's going to happen.
Nah.
You know what's going to happen.
Nah.
Yeah, guaranteed. I'm already writing it.
You're already writing it in your mind?
No, I'm not writing it.
Oh, you're not writing.
I'm saying no. Like one of the porn companies that make them, they're writing it already. I'm sure.
Okay.
Just do so. Moon Knight, a porn parody, and then they're sweet. Still have no
idea
how to do that. But,
they need twins.
What's that?
They might need twins. Yeah. I have a Mark and a Steve.
Yeah, but they're not. They're one person.
Yeah, but in the scene.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's taking things too far. It's just that's silly.
All right. So.
Yeah.
Mark takes control to have a little Fight Club moment and punches Stephen in the face, which was cool. Yep. After that little kiss. Stephen comes clean about what Mark's told him about why he's been distant, trying to save her. And then they go getting all Lara Croft, Indiana Jones, and spelunking in a tomb.
I know. I have no idea why people go into tombs after all the movies we've seen. Like, you know that they're going to be booby traps and stuff like that. Why would you go in there?
Well, I think you'd really...
to move the story along, obviously.
Yeah. I really did like Stephen's line about, wouldn't it be great if the Sphinx, came alive and asked me a question? Mm-hmm. I'd shit myself, but that would be really cool. I thought that was quite funny. Very, very, very... very open, honest, very Stephen. I'm really starting to enjoy Stephen.
I've liked him all along. I still don't understand why it's taking you so long to get on board with this.
I don't know, because Moon Knight's always Mark to me. Mm-hmm. And so having him introduced as Stephen was sort of something I wasn't... Having Stephen come across as the primary sort of... just took me back a bit. But I'm starting to like Stephen and Mr. Knight the more I watch it.
No, I look forward to them actually getting the suit back. I was really surprised that they didn't get back to having Khonshu in the suit by the end of the episode. Like, because, as I said, there's only 2 more episodes to go.
Yeah. Do we have to talk about the end yet? Can we start talking about the Heka Priest?
Okay, you can talk about the Heka Priest, yes.
How creepy were they?
Yeah, yeah. But the whole thing is weird, like with Egyptians. The way that they...
Walk?
What's that?
The way they walk?
No.
Hey, shout out to the Bangles.
No, it's the way that they, they die, and they're like, right, everyone who's associated with this person, yeah, you get to die with them as well. And it's just like, oh, that's really, really not very nice. Same thing of Vikings. Like, the Vikings tended to, like, if you died, they'd kill your horse. It's like, what did the horse fucking do? I'm sure he didn't want to die, or she didn't want to die, but we're still going to take you out.
Well,
who's going to
look after the horse? It's the kindness.
It's a horse. Just let the horse free, and I'm sure it can go look after itself.
Are you trying to tell me your horse is a horse, of course, unless it's a talking horse?
Exactly.
Right. So, what I really loved about the...
possibly the most dated reference ever on the show. Well done.
Thank you. Well, we'll try to... Okay.
Here on me. I'm eating my food through it, like getting it all like souped up, because that's all I can eat. Because I'm an old man making jokes about Mr. Ed.
I remember Lucille Ball. Anyway, the echolocation, like the clicking sound they were making. How cool was that? That was cool because they've got no eyes, and just that. That was pretty cool. I liked it.
That reminds me of The Last of Us.
Yes.
There were the creatures in that did that echolocation thing.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah. No, that was cool. But of course, it comes in. They discover a little embalming room. Steven's at the top. Layla's down the business end, getting away from the monster, as the Heka Priest starts to it's not really prepare for embalming, like removal of the organs, so to speak, for Billy.
Rip out the organs.
Yeah, rip out the organs as you do.
Yeah.
So Billy,
put them in a jar.
The fake cop who brought Stephen in, a loyal cultist. Yeah. So he's bit the dust, and there we go. They
off
defeat
screen
him
and everything.
Yeah, run away, and they're separated. Should we talk about Layla's chat with Harrow?
Yeah, that was kind of cool, because before they had the chat, she was like doing the whole Tomb Raider Uncharted thing across the wall, and then they that fell apart. They did that whole the creature runs out, grabs her, pulls her into the darkness, and then she escapes from it.
Yeah.
And then they have the big fight, and they both go over the cliff, and then she's hanging on and comes back up again.
Yeah.
And then Harrow's over one side and she's over the other side, and they have a bit of a chinwag.
Yeah.
Did you notice? Someone pointed this out to me about it was a podcast I was listening to. Pointed out that like when you listen to Harrow walking, you can actually hear like a bit of crunching of glass whenever he takes a step.
Yep.
And I was like, I didn't notice that until someone pointed that out. And I was like, I'm listening in. I go, they're right. You really can hear that crunching of glass.
I've been watching most of the episodes on my computer with headphones. I've love that bit. Yeah. So Harrow spills the beans and says, "Hey, Layla, Mark, he might know a little bit about your dad's death. Maybe he was there. Who knows?"
Which was must be a bit hard to take when you find out that your husband might have killed your dad, or might have been involved, or was possibly there.
See, what I found really interesting was he's met Layla since after her father died.
Yes.
So, as we know in Moon Knight lore, on that night he was gunned down by Raoul the Bushmen under the statue of Khonshu, and Khonshu brought him back. So how long ago was this? How long has Mark been Moon Knight?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
I know. Were they blipped?
That is another good question. I have no answer to.
No. So hopefully we will find out. But it's definitely set up that Mark has been Moon Knight for, a while longer than we previously suspected.
Yeah, because we kind of only thought that he was Moon Knight like in the recent times.
Yeah, but that's it. Before he met Layla, he was Moon Knight. So throughout all their courtship, yeah.
Are you sure that he became Moon Knight then, and he didn't become Moon Knight afterwards? Are the two, her dad dying and him becoming Moon Knight, are they linked, or is it two separate things that happened there?
Well, that's because in the comics,
Khonshu was, yeah.
They're in a tomb.
This is a TV show.
Yeah. But hang on. So they're in a tomb, doing a bit of tomb raiding, as you do. Raoul the Bushman gets a bit greedy, guns them all down. Mark tries to stop him. He shoots Mark, kills him. Mark dies at the feet of the statue of the statue of Khonshu, and Khonshu goes, "Hey, come on, lad, come on, Mark, up you get. You're Moon Knight now. You can be my fist of vengeance." Now he does say a bit later in the episode that his business partner shot him as well. So it kind of tracks that he was Moon Knight before he met Layla, or the Avatar of Khonshu, shall we say?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that he became Moon Knight afterwards because Khonshu wanted Layla to become Moon Knight, and he stopped that from happening. So I think that he like had that incident with the dad, and then he felt guilty about it. He went and found Layla. They fell in love. They got married. They continued the tomb raid, and then it was on one of these raids where some shit went down, and he got shot and became Moon Knight.
Well, I reckon we should postpone this talk to our Spooky Quokka Spooky Prediction section, which is coming up.
Okay, fair enough.
But I hadn't told you about that. That was a surprise, but now we know. So yes. Meanwhile, Mark is finding the tomb of Alexander the Great.
Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, so did Mark find it, or did?
Stephen. See, once again, Mark is Moon Knight. It's Mark. It's always Mark. I don't know. He's the prime.
No one is Moon Knight in this episode anyway.
No, true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Moon Knight can't become Moon Knight because there is no Khonshu.
Correct.
Khonshu is a statue.
It is, and that sort of the lack of Khonshu was actually, I kind of missed him.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
It's like, there's a Khonshu character. I like him. He's an arsehole, but I like him.
I wonder if they'll do a version of that Khonshu statue that you can just buy as merch.
I hope so.
They'll have to do it.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I want it now.
They have to do it.
They have to. I'm already trying to work out my Halloween costume based off Moon Knight. So.
Well, is it a Moon Knight costume or a Khonshu costume?
I'm looking at going to Tarot Cash in their white formal wear section and buying a different type of mask and basically going as Mr. Knight.
Right, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Hey, big shout out to Tarot Cash if you would like to give me a discount on a white jacket, double-breasted waistcoat and a pair of pants. Please let me know.
Yeah, and then Pop. I saw Pop's done a good version of Khonshu as a pop. It's one of the better-looking pops you can get.
Oh, not really a big pop guy, but I will check that out because I'm really enjoying the hell out of this.
Yes,
it's really great.
Really good.
Just like Alexander.
So, did you think? Because we know that Moon Knight is the the fist of Khonshu.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever expect him to be fisting Alexander the Great's throat?
I did not expect it.
Or was that a surprise to you?
That was a surprise. It was definitely a surprise. But that's where Ammit was, because Alexander the Great was the obviously the voice of Ammit. So there we go.
That's right.
Now, in Moon Knight, the Fist of Khonshu, Moon Knight actually used to use an axe, just like the one that was laid upon the in the hands of the mummy of Alexander the Great.
Mm.
Mm. Yes.
Which was used a little bit later on when
Yes.
Mark took control of the body again.
But we're jumping ahead. Obviously, before anything else happens, Layla rocks up and has a DM with not with Stephen but with Mark.
Yes. She came in and she was like, "What the fuck, bro?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Dude, what?" And then he's like, "Can we talk about this later?" kind of thing. And she was like, "No, we'll talk about this now."
Yeah.
And so he gave her he gave her the scoop. So I was there. Didn't do it.
Hang on.
This other guy.
Hang on. So I'm just grabbing a pin. Interestingly enough, he said his partner got greedy. Not Raoul the Bushman, not Frenchie.
Mm-hmm.
He just said his partner. So I'm just going to put a pin in that just over. Just, interesting.
Fair enough.
So after that, Mark's back and, hey, here comes Harrow.
Yeah, you hear him chinking into the room with his glassy shoes.
And he's 50 billion cultists. Now, if you were in this situation, what would you do? You have an axe, you're surrounded by 20 guys? We'll say 20. Round down 16. 16 guys with automatic weapons. You stood in the high ground on top of a couple of stairs.
As we know from Obi-Wan, that's the best place to be.
Correct. What would you do?
I would throw the axe at the main bad guy. Take out the leader, and the rest of them will crumble.
Are you trying to say if you cut the head off the fish, the body will rot?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but there's still 2 episodes to go.
Yeah.
So Mark does what he does best and causes some carnage. Some nice limb chop-offs. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But alas, in the end, Harrow. Is it 2 or 3 bullets? I counted.
It might be 3.
I counted 2, but I thought it should have been 3.
I could have sworn it was 3, but yeah. But how, just pulls a gun on him. Like, that's just, a bit lame. For the superpowered guy to just pull a gun on you.
Yeah, but remember, he's not superpowered at the moment. He's just a normal mercenary with DID. And Alexander the Great's axe.
No, I'm talking about Harrow pulling a gun.
Oh, Harrow. Yeah. Well, what powers does he have?
He's got the stick with the stones in it.
Yeah, but those jackal mummies are pretty expensive, and he's right there. You know, he just go.
We've run out of money.
It's an Indiana Jones thing, like in Temple of Doom when the thuggy cultist starts doing the sword spinny thing, and he just goes bang, had that sort of moment. Interestingly enough, the whole episode, the series there, were actually filmed in Jordan, where they filmed Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So if they did look familiar, that was quite deliberate.
So he gets shot in the chest 3 times, and then he wakes up in a mental institution?
Perhaps. So we're definitely led to think, and a lot of the chatter online has been that he's in a mental institution. Hang on, I'm just grabbing another pin. Yes, a mental institution where everything is very familiar. Lots of recycling from the past 3 episodes. Like how he's...
Yes, because the first guy you see is the golden statue guy.
Yeah, Crowley,
Yeah, giving a bit of a speech there. So,
yeah, he's pulling out bingo numbers.
Yeah, that's it. Bingo numbers.
Yeah.
Yes, the bingo cards. Yeah, and then you see like Layla's there, and there's other people who've been in the series before are there as well.
Donna's there holding a scarab teddy.
Yeah, and Spark. Sorry, and then Stephen is strapped to the chair. And
Mark is strapped to the chair.
So Mark's strapped to the chair.
Because remember, he's the primary.
Yeah. So yeah, it was interesting. It was. Did you ever watch that episode of Buffy, which was fairly late in the run, where she gets knocked on the head and wakes up in a mental institution, and the whole thing had just been like her in her mind? None of the Slayer stuff was real. That's what that reminded me of.
See, it started off reminding me of that, but obviously, as things progress, I really get to feel that no, he's actually... My theory being basically, no, he's dead. He's in the overvoid.
I really think he's dead.
He might get better, is my theory. But what he's experiencing there, a lot of people are saying is reality. I actually believe, no, it's actually not. It's actually like a form of the afterlife. Where he's like...
I don't think it's... Yeah. I don't think it's reality.
No. Well, the fact the whole thing starts to turn, and we'll talk about the big reveal at the end. Yeah.
So it was... I thought it was an interesting way to kind of end the episode. I was kind of hoping for a like a cut scene or an extra scene during the credits, but again there was no extra scene there. So hopefully the last 2 episodes will get an extra scene.
So basically, when he's in the asylum world, he's a mental patient, heavily sedated. Everyone he's seen, everything we've seen in the past 3 episodes is all sort of around him. Even the colours of the paint match the powders in the sarcophagus embalming room back in the temple. So everything really ties in. Billy is his orderly, pushing him around, which is pretty much straight out of one of the Jeff Lemire runs on Moon Knight. They take him through to Harrow, who is the chief psychologist. How familiar are you with Hellraiser 2?
Not very.
Right, he's very much the Dr. Bernard of the institution. So if you like Hellraiser, make sure that you sound off in the comments below. And remember to like and subscribe. We need more likes. We need more followers. Yeah. So then they go through the whole Tomb Buster thing, where we get to see Dr. Stephen Grant as a character in this movie that Mark was a big fan of. I haven't actually had a chance to do the IMDb, but do we know who the actor who played Dr. Stephen Grant was?
No, I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet.
We might have to delve into that for next time. But yeah. And so they're saying like the whole Stephen, it's all pretty much his dream of being an exciting archaeologist and a tomb buster. But then Mark goes, no, this isn't right. Manages to get out, smash his way through a window, kick the crap out of a couple of orderlies, and he manages to hide in a room. But there's something in that room, isn't there?
Is there? What's in the room?
The sarcophagus with someone who he's known.
Oh, Stephen in it.
Yes.
Stephen's in that one, yes.
Yeah. So straight away, it's not reality. They're both there.
Yeah.
So this is some mindscape or afterlife or something along those lines.
And there's another sarcophagus they go past as well.
Is there?
But that one didn't open though.
No, it didn't, but it did shake quite a bit.
It did shake, but didn't open.
No. I wonder who that is.
Yeah, because that's probably his third personality.
Jake Lockley.
Third personality.
Ah.
Yeah.
Really? Hang on. Pin in that one. Right. So they're running through, and who do they come across at the end?
I'm waiting for you to finish the story.
No, we'll get to the end. Get to the end.
Yeah. Are you waiting?
Yeah. I asked you a question. Who did they come across?
I can't remember.
Really?
Oh, the hippo. Of
Yes.
course. Yes. The
Tawe, goddess of fertility and childbirth. Yes. So that was the big. Oh, interesting. Now I'm pretty sure I've been in hospitals before, but I've never actually seen a hippo there or a hippo goddess.
True. Yes.
So I'm damn sure that this is an alternative reality. It's part of the overvoid. It's the field of reeds for Mark, or something along those lines. Some form of afterlife.
So does that mean Lila's going to go and rescue Conchu herself to save Mark? Is that what we're saying?
No, because I think we'll actually see there might be a resurrection on the cards. Considering he's just come across the goddess of childbirth and life and healing and all that stuff. Because remember, Tawe, he met Tawe's avatar. The chick in episode 3, who's the goddess of healing, etc., as well. So I reckon there might be a way out of the overvoid for him.
Right. Okay. That's it. Yes. So we only got to wait a week to find out. So see if he comes back as an avatar for the hippo lady.
Hopefully. Where's my spoiler image gone? Here we go. Hang on. Right. Not spoilers. My predictions. Here we go. Guess what I called it? Predictions.jpg. Who would have thought? So, I have a couple of crazy predictions.
Spooky Quokka, spooky predictions.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
Okay. Well, okay. Here's a thought. You know, that mysterious sarcophagus?
Yeah, the one that was shaken.
But not stirred.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily Jake Lockley.
No.
I think what they're doing here is they're actually merging a couple of characters. So I reckon that what they're doing is actually...
It's Jack Russell. Well, why not?
Yes, they're merging Jack Russell. They're making him a mongrel. I reckon they are actually merging Raoul the Bushman with Jake Lockley.
What? So is he going to have multiple personalities himself?
So what I'm thinking is Jake Lockley, the taxi driver, effectively, when he is using Conchu's powers, becomes the Bushman. That's his personality under Conchu.
Right.
And that personality killed Layla's father.
Oh, right.
So the partner he was talking about was actually an alternative personality of himself. and that the murder of everyone there really was the trauma that caused the shattering, the sundering of the three personalities.
Sounds like an interesting prediction. Sounds like something that's plausible in this world.
I don't know if they're going to make it Jake or it's or Raoul, but it's like I think they're going to mix those two characters together, just like they mix Mr. Knight and Stephen. So, Mr. Knight is Stephen's version of Moon Knight, Mark Moon Knight, Jake Bushman. He's the violent, he's the sociopath, he's the killer. And I reckon he will effectively be, towards the last episode, the main antagonist in some psychic realm. Or the Overvoid. Right. That's what I'm going out here. I'm calling it. Called it last night. I was watching it. Yeah. So yeah. There we go. I have one more crazy prediction.
Okay.
Do you think we've seen Tawai before?
No.
Let me just show you the picture again.
Yeah.
Have we looked? Does she look familiar?
She looks like a hippo.
I believe that's not the avatar of Tawai, that is Tawai, which is why we're in the Overvoid. But I do believe we have seen Tawai previously in episode 1 of this TV show. Of this marvellous television event.
Mm-hmm. And when do we see it?
The little girl in episode 1 who talks about who Mark sort of scares, and she actually says to him, how did you get through, how did it feel, when you died and you were lost in the field of reeds? Well, sorry, she says to Stephen. So I reckon that is Tawai. Everyone in the asylum world is someone we've seen previously. And I reckon that little girl is actually a physical incantation, a physical form.
Incarnation,
that's what I'm looking for, thank you, of Tawai.
Right, okay.
So these are my two big predictions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going out there. I'm going Nostradamus. I'm going full psychic. I am channeling my Professor Xavier Powers right now to read the minds. It's so to read the minds of the writers and determine that is the outcome.
So you're saying that Tawai helps bring back Mark through like a healing resurrection kind of thing?
Something along those lines, yeah. He's in the Overvoid at the moment. It could be a case of he goes and puts his case straight to the gods and Tawai helps him. With it being Stephen and Mark, perhaps they actually listen to them more. So I do feel that if Stephen was actually on trial, so to speak, at trial, it would have been a different outcome. So maybe they'll listen to Stephen and not Mark. They'll see them both together and realise they're just fragmented. They're not damaged, but fragmented. And then they might bring him back, freak on Shu, who knows.
Well, that sounds good. I look forward to seeing how things turn out.
Yeah. Any predictions yourself? Not that I've been thinking like for the last 24 hours about this and writing notes and so on.
I think that they've got 2 more episodes to go. They've got to somehow bring Mark and Stephen back to life.
Does that mean Multiverse Madness is out in 2 weeks?
Well, there's...
is it 2 weeks till May the 4th?
I think so, yeah.
Because
it's like
fast. Remember like 2 months ago when I said, is it May 4th yet?
Yeah. But it almost is. It always is. So it's only 2 more episodes to go. and so it's gonna ramp up now. But there hasn't been any filler episodes like in other Marvel shows. It's been no filler. This is all
Killer.
leading to a point.
Yes.
It's all filler.
No filler, all killer.
Oh, killer. All right, fair enough. But yeah, no, it's good. I'm looking forward to more Hippo Lady next week. I think it'll be great. Looking forward to Mark getting his powers back, and I'm looking forward to seeing if you're right about a third branched personality being the bad guy, which would be quite interesting. And
have you had any thoughts on predictions in relation to any crossover at the end between Moon Knight episode 6 and Stephen Strange and the malpractice of madness?
I think if they do anything, it'll be very subtle. I don't think it's going to be anything too big, but it would be nice to have a nod to it. I mean, hell, they had a nod to the multiverse of madness in Morbius, so I think we can get a nod to it in Moon Knight.
Yeah, a nod to it in what?
In Morbius, there was a nod to the Fraction multiverse.
Oh, sorry. Post-traumatic syndrome blocked it out. Okay, so in the comics, Khonshu is actually not just an Egyptian god, but he's an elder god.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Shulmagoroth or Gargantua or whatever they're calling him. So I'm wondering...
That's Thor you're thinking of, because
No, because in the previews of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we see him fight Gigantus or whatever they're calling him. It's Shulmagoroth, the squid god type of thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he's one of the elder gods. So Khonshu is also an elder god. So I'm wondering if we'll see some elder god action happening that will actually bring Khonshu back at the end of episode 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we do know we've got to have Khonshu back at some point, because we still need to have a Moon Knight.
We do.
We can't have a end battle without a Moon Knight.
No, the other thing I was contemplating, but I think it's probably a little bit probably a bit too out there. If Layla does become the Scarlet Scarab, would we see her in any upcoming Marvel TV shows about empowering young women to fight evil with ancient with ancient relics from the Persian area? Miss Marvel.
Is it there? Oh, is that because of the powers of ancient life in Persia?
No, it's the quantum bands. This ancient artifact from Pakistan, but I mean, I suppose it's in the general area. Not to sound too, But I'm just wondering if there is a. Okay, there we go. Casual racism. So let's get sort of like a Middle Eastern Muslim sort of that sort of sphere. I wonder if there'll be any crossover between Layla and the Miss Marvel verse.
I'm not sure. Well, I don't know, because Miss Marvel is already dealing with the whole relationship with Captain Marvel and that sort of thing. So I think if there's going to be any Marvel characters in there, it's probably going to be like a Captain Marvel cameo and stuff like that. But and also I think the show is going to be largely based around America or New York. I think it's New York based.
Yeah, so, New Jersey.
No, so New Jersey based. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Hang on, let me just get my wallet. So I just had a quick look. Getting Brie Larson in for that TV show compared to Layla or what's her name? Quantum Scarlet Witch.
Elizabeth Olsen.
No. The agent who gets powers from going in and out of the Rambo.
Rambo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I reckon we might see her. Yeah. But I don't think they'll pull a Brie Larson cameo on us.
They will. Even if it's the last episode, it'll be a Brie Larson cameo. to lead into the Marvels. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your.
100%.
Now that is a big
Put my money
prediction.
on it.
That is a big prediction. Because that's like so far away. That's very brave of you, sir.
Yeah, no, it's a lock. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
Speaking of Moon Knight, my daughter made this for me today. Astrid. Let me. She made me a Moon Knight inspired pen with modelling clay.
Very nice.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you, Astrid. If you were.
Do you want to see what I made on the weekend?
Sure.
Because it was my birthday on the weekend.
Yes.
And my mate Eugene gave me my well, it's not actually my first ever Lego set, but it is the first ever Lego set that I've actually put together and made. It's the Batman mask. So I made the Batman mask on the weekend.
Does your base move?
Does my face move?
Base.
Base. No.
Base. Oh, okay.
It's quite sturdy.
Quite sturdy? Okay. Okay, I may not have made it right, and I still need to finish off the other ear. So there we go.
Yeah. It's interesting with Lego, because they give you the smooth bits. You see the smooth bits there.
Mm-hmm.
They cover over the Lego bumpy bits, but they don't give it the smooth bits for all of them. So some bits are like nice and smooth, and other bits are the Lego bumpy. Because I guess they want you to still realise it's Lego.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, more importantly, if it does just fall on the floor, they do want you to experience intense pain when you walk on a piece. You know?
Yes.
It's okay to have a few smooth pieces, but ultimately, you have to have intense pain.
Yeah. So I don't want that thing falling on the floor, because it was a pain in the hole to do with the instructions.
Yeah.
And just having 3 bags, and you go, okay, you do this bag first, and then you do this bag, and then you do this bag. And so that was okay, but if that thing was just 400 and something pieces,
it's crazy.
You just wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, I've done quite a bit for my kids as well, putting them together. But with my Batman one, as I was telling you, in the bag 3, the large flats, was it 6x8 or whatever size it is, piece that goes on the side, was missing. So I contacted Lego and said, this is a piece that's missing. And yeah, a couple of weeks later, bang, in the mail, whole new piece. No question, so they were really good about it. So yeah.
That was really good. The weird thing is, in my set, I've actually got more pieces than I needed.
Did you have an extra long piece at the side of the head?
I did not have the extra long piece at the side of the head. No, I did have a few small pieces. And I was just like, oh, that's really odd. I don't know if they just threw in some extras or what, but yeah, very strange.
There we go. Alright, cool. We'll talk about Love and Thunder another day.
We shall, but if you're watching this from Australia and you want to watch a really cool movie, I would recommend getting Stan and watching Willy's Wonderland, which is a Nicolas Cage film where he plays a mute janitor who kills some animatronics possessed by serial killers. It's very good.
Friday Night at Freddy's sort of inspired.
Yeah. But also Chuck E. Cheese inspired as well.
Yeah. Well doing plugs.
All Pizza Showtime.
Yeah.
Based on the Australian experience.
There we go. Well doing plugs. I resubscribed to Shudder, the all horror streaming service. My subscription lapsed some time ago. Pretty much watched everything on there. Lo and behold, there's so much more new stuff. There's lots of documentaries about horror films, which I'm rather partial to. And the last couple of nights I've started watching The Pit and the Pendulum with Lance Henriksen, which is cringe beyond words. And so good. And yeah, so maybe in the downtime between Moon Knight and Miss Marvel, I might talk about some of the horror movies on there, because there's some really classics. Not bad, not cringe, classics. Some good horror.
Cool, sounds good.
Movies. Cool. Alright then, well, in that case, we might call it a evening. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We hope you've enjoyed. Please remember to like and subscribe. And Spooky Quokka is over for this week. So from myself, Jason, goodbye.
And myself, Lewis, see you next time.
Adios!